Good morning, guys. As you can probably hear from my voice, I'm a little bit unwell, so I thought I'd bring you all along for a day of recovering and light training, and then we'll talk a little bit about exactly my views and what I think you should do when you're unwell and when you want to get back into training. But first, I've got to tidy up the front room and take out the recycling before I've got a mock PSA exam this morning. Right, that's front room tidied. Now I've got my prescribing mock exam, and then we'll talk about how to return to training after illness. As you can see, I'm starting to feel a little bit worse and a little bit better in some ways.
2 hours later.
So I've just got back in from a short little run, just 20 minutes to see how I'm feeling. I think that's an important part of coming back from illness. It's just to take it day by day and see how your body is changing over time, because you might find that one day you're doing much better and then you might feel a little bit worse the next day before you then get better again. And so I think just regularly checking in, not pushing yourself to immediately return to your normal training, instead doing small, shorter, easier exercises like I did today is really important. So just kind of 20 minutes of very easy jogging with a little bit of walking, just to see how the chest felt. As for me, exactly how I'm feeling today, still a little bit shorter of breath than I normally would be while running, and just not feeling that normal, like, good sensation when running, so that's a bit of a shame. So I hope to be a little bit better, but that just means that I've got to take it maybe a little bit easier today than I necessarily had anticipated. So it's a few hours later now. You can probably tell that because all the lights are on and it looks pretty dark outside, but it is only 3:30. But here in the UK, that's when it gets dark at the moment, which is pretty depressing. So yeah, I think it's good to take this opportunity, now I'm just recovering from being ill, to chat a little bit about kind of what that process is like and things that I tend to think about when I am coming back and returning to training after being ill for a little bit. Now, obviously, this is not medical advice. Whenever you're returning from illness, talk to both your doctor and your coach about what they recommend specifically for you, how you're feeling and how unwell you've been in your previous training load. Take all of those things into account and talk to a specialist before you do anything. This is just what I've decided on, having talked to my coach a lot over the last few days. So I kind of started to feel unwell on Monday evening, and then I woke up on Tuesday morning and felt like utter crap. So I took Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday entirely off, which is quite a lot for me, as I don't tend to take any days entirely off. So that was a pretty tough process. And today, Friday, I just did a short 20-minute run. I was going to go to the gym tonight and lift, but I've decided against that, having again spoken with my coach, just because I'm still not back to normal. I'm still very congested. I'm still coughing quite a lot, although my chest has cleared up nicely, as I found out on my run. But it's still not back to normal, and so it's not worth kind of putting yourself through extra stress when you're trying to get better. I think that's the one thing that you really have to focus on when you are unwell, is getting better. As endurance athletes, I think we're all super keen to just dive right back into training, not lose any fitness, not lose any time, and just keep pushing ourselves. And I think that's admirable, because we all really care about what we're doing and we want to keep making those gains. But I think in the long run, it's actually detrimental to be doing that. The sooner that you can recover and recover fully, not just to a point where you can train, but where you can train optimally and where your health is optimal, I think the more kind of performance gains you're going to get in the long run. Because even if I could return to training faster than I have done this time, I'm not sure I would really be making many performance gains if I was training hard yesterday or today. Instead, taking a bit of extra time means that when I do return to training, I'm going to feel better, and I'm actually going to absorb that training much more, rather than just training for training's sake. At least that's what I keep telling myself, because boy, oh boy, all I want to do is get back to training. I really miss it, and so it's painful to be off for this long, but I think it's something that we all really need to do, and if we can, I think that we'll all be healthier and have more productive careers in the sport long term. And then when you're returning to training, just take it easy. Exactly what I'm doing. A really short run today. I think I'm going to do an easy turbo tomorrow, just kind of ease myself back into it over the weekend before starting some proper training again on Monday. And that does mean that I've lost the best part of a week's worth of training, but it's only December. I don't have races coming up for 6 months, and so I don't need to stress about that. And even if I was having races coming up really soon, I still don't think it's beneficial. You need to be able to recover fully and be fully healthy to train well. But like I said, that's my 2 cents. That's what I do with my coach. If you're worried, speak to your coach, speak to your doctor. This is not medical advice. Got to just put that classic YouTube disclaimer in there. Now I'm going to get my final lecture of the day done, my final lecture of the year done, thank God, and then chill for a bit, make some dinner and get some other work done. But that's probably the last bit of talking to the camera. So if you enjoyed this one, then please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video.